Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs. In today's video, I am going to share 3 new hexagon pop-up shadow box cards. And if you're not sure what those are, let me show you 2 of my more popular ones. So this is our little bee, and it folds flat, can fold in either direction so that you can mail it, and then it pops up and you can display it, and it has all the layers. So it's a shadow box, it's also a box card, a pop-up card. They do fit. So this is my bee and flowers, and then I have the ladybug, and they do fit this envelope. This is the platform pop-up box envelope that you can purchase, and they fit right in here, so you can just fold it flat and then slide it in here. This envelope's been used a lot, so it's a little twisted. And then it has the 1/4 inch on the side so that the card itself is not getting mashed, and they are a great way to present these cards. So today I have 3 new ones. Let's go ahead and get started. And I'll just show you each card and all of the pieces that come with it. So I'm going to slide these 2 out of the way. And we are going to start with the bird. All right, so this is our bird card, and I will show you the different layers that come with it and all of the little pieces. So on our front piece, this is what our front piece looks like. I'm going to hold it up. And it includes the bird, which is a layered bird, and he has an eyeball and a little beak, and the wing is a separate piece. And then the flower has the flower petals and the flower center and 2 leaves. The front piece has 4 score lines, so 1 on each tab and 1 on the center, 1 in each center, and those are going to be folded down or away from you. So I'm just going to fold them down and take my little scraper tool or a bone folder, or you can just even use your fingers if you want. And I'm going to fold those all down first before I glue my pieces on. That way I can make sure that my pieces are not hanging over the fold lines. So let's start with our flower, and I'm just going to take some glue, and I use my little quilling bottle or needle nose bottle. And we're going to glue the leaves on first. And there's kind of a cutout on here to show you where it is, a cutout or a placement. So this leaf's going to go right here. And then we'll put this leaf over here. And I do like to glue these on instead of tape them. I think they just hold a little bit better. And we're going to take our flower and match up those petals. Just kind of twist it around till it matches up. And then put some glue in the middle. And we can put our centerpiece, our center flower. So there's the flower. And now we have our little bird. There are a couple of little pieces, but your machine will cut them out without any problem. So I'm just going to glue my bird on first. And then his wing, and you can have his wing way up or down low, whatever, however you like it. Like he's landing or getting ready to fly. Depends on how you place that. We're going to do it just like that. And then we have the beak, and I'm just going to put a little drop of glue right there on the corner where his beak goes. And then the same with his eye. And if you did not want to cut those tiny, tiny pieces out, you could actually color them on with a Sharpie marker or something like that. So there is our outer layer. Next, we have our first layer, and it is pretty simple. It just has 2 flowers and 2 leaves. 2 leaf or flower centers. Let's move those over here. And it has score lines as well, and you will know that it is the first piece because it has a number 1 cut on the right hand side. So these tabs we're going to score up towards us. I'm going to fold it on that score line, press, and score this one up, and press. And now we can go ahead and assemble our flowers on this one. And the flowers have the larger leaves. The tree, or the branch, which we'll do here in just a minute, have the smaller leaves. So when you get them all cut out, if you're not really sure which goes to which, the larger leaves are for the flowers, the smaller leaves are for the tree. Okay, so now we're going to do one flower. And when I'm doing 2 flowers, I will do the whole flower first. So I'm going to center it. And then I'm going to put the center on, because the next flower is going to overlap that one just a little bit. And you want it overlapping the center of the flower as well, if that makes sense. And do use a glue that will dry clear. These will. There is your first layer. Set that to the side. Our second layer is the tree, or the tree branch, and it has some leaves to it. And it's number 2 because it has the number 2 cut out. And again, it has the 2 tabs, and we are going to fold those towards us and score them towards us, or a valley fold. If you're using this with the Cricut, I have both score lines. I have the solid score lines that will need to be changed and attached, and then I have the dash lines, which you don't need to do anything. The blade will just make the dash lines. If you're using Silhouette, it only has the dash lines. Okay, so next we have our little branch. You want to make sure that you're putting glue on the right side of it so that it matches. It is not symmetrical. The branch is not symmetrical. So we're going to just match that up. And on this one, I'm going to put the leaves on top of the branches. I have another one that has a branch, and I'll do it a little bit different. You can do it either way. So now we'll just take, and I did drop a leaf somewhere. I'm going to have to find it, because there should be 5 leaves, and I've only got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hopefully that other leaf is in this pile somewhere and we'll find it. When you do put that final leaf on, you make sure that it doesn't cross the score line. Okay, so there is panel number 3, or layer number 3, or 2, excuse me, and then we have 3. Oh, and there is my leaf. So let's go back and put this one on here really quick. There we go. And now we have panel number 3, and it has 2 flowers again. So 2 flowers, 2 leaves, and 2 flower centers. And the score lines, it's number 3, has the 3 up there. The score lines, once again, go up towards you. And getting a nice crease is one of the secrets to making box cards, so that they fold correctly. Okay, so we're going to put this leaf on first. I always like to do my leaves first so that they are underneath the flowers. And you could ink up these flowers. You could do them in different colors. You could do them with printed paper. So many different ways. Okay, let's get that on there. Put the flower center on. And then the next one. And again, the center of the flower. Okay, every one of these cards is a little bit different in their layers. So there are all 3 of the layers for this box, and then we have our back piece. And our back piece for this box has 3 layers. It has the back, the very back, which should be cut out of the same color as your box, as your card. And then we have, this one is the middle piece, and we have the top piece. This one, this middle piece, you want to cut out of whatever color you want your dots or your circles to show. So for me, I did this one out of the same color that I did my flower centers. And we're going to put this middle piece on the very back piece, and I'm just going to tape it. Match it up. And then this piece goes on top of it. And this one is also cut from the same color as your card base. So you could glue this or tape it. I'm just going to glue it because it's got all the little holes and I don't want my tape sticking through it. Just line it up like that. And now we're ready to assemble this card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our front piece first and we are going to flip it over so that it's backwards. And then we're going to take piece number 1. So it has the number 1 on the tab, and we're going to flip it over as well. And we're going to put tape on the back of those 2 tabs. I always flip mine around just because I'm right-handed. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece number 1, and we're going to take our front tab, and we are going to flip this piece over and take this edge, this left edge, and put it right up next to the score line on the right-hand side of the card base. Press it down, and then we want to double check and make sure that the bottoms are matching up. This one is not. I got it too far over. I'm going to pull it up, put some more tape on it. And then try that again. And we can just lay that on there. Make sure that little crease right there and that little crease right there are matching the sides of the box card. Flip it over. That time it matches much better, and press it down. Okay, now we're going to just lay this edge right against this crease line and fold that over and press it. And then bend it back and forth a couple of times to make sure that it's folding. And there we go. And if your paper bubbles just a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. I tell people it's usually the weight of your paper. I'm using 65 weight. If you go a little bit lighter or a little bit heavier, it might bubble a little bit more, but it's going to be fine. Okay, so now we're going to take insert number 2, which with this one is the branch. And again, I'm going to flip it over and put tape on the back of those tabs. And now bring your base. We're going to open it to the right, and you're going to take this tab, the edge of this tab, and put it right behind the first tab. Not on top of it, but right behind it. So it's just nested up against it or butted up against it. Fold it over to make sure your bottoms are matching. And then fold this tab over, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the edge of this tab butted or nested right behind the tab for the first piece. Fold it back and forth. And we're getting there. See how pretty that is? Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with our last one, number 3. I'm going to flip it over, put tape on these 2 tabs. And lay it right behind that second tab so that they're butted up against each other. When you fold it over, you'll notice you have a little bit of space there. That's so that you've got that space between the last layer and the back. I'm going to fold it over and do the same thing. Put that tab right behind the other tab. Fold it a couple times. That one is bubbling just a little bit, but it's going to be okay. And now to finish it, we are going to take this back piece that on this card is 3 layers, and we're going to open this up, and I'm going to put tape on this edge, so on the inside of the tab. Did I? Nope, I did that wrong. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I did that wrong. Pull that off. Okay, so next we're going to fold that over, and we're going to put tape on the outside of these 2 tabs. And then we're just going to take our dots and layer it right there on that first one. Make sure it matches really well. Bring it over and make sure it matches on that other tab. Smooth everything down. And there is our little bird Shadowbox box card. Octagon Shadowbox Box Card, and all of the beautiful layers. Isn't that so fun? The back is blank, so you can stamp or write a little message if you'd like to. You could also print something for the back of there, or you could glue a gift card. And that will fit right into that envelope. Okay, so there's our bird. Let's do the strawberry next. This one is very similar to the ladybug card that I did, but it's a strawberry. So we'll just do the same thing. We'll do this layer by layer. So our top layer has 3 strawberries and 2 small flowers. The strawberries have 3 pieces. So they have the leaf, the actual strawberry, and then the background, which is going to be cut out of black for your seeds. And there's 2 large ones, and then 1 small one, and then 2 small flowers. It has the 4 score lines, so we are going to go ahead and score all of those down or away from us. I love strawberries. I love my strawberry garden out in the back. Strawberries are just one of my things. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to actually put the flowers on, and then I'm going to assemble the strawberries before I place them on here, and I will show you why in just 1 second. So I'm going to take the first flower, And then the flowers center. Oops, I bumped that a little bit. And you could even assemble the flowers before you put them on here too. That might be a little bit quicker. There's no wrong or right way. As long as everything gets in there on the right order, our goal is just to make it as easy as possible. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to assemble the strawberries. And the reason I do this is if you take a look at this black piece, it kind of has a little notch and it's kind of confusing as to which is the top and which is the side. And if you were doing it first and just building on here, you might get it backwards or whatever, where it's easier if you put the strawberry top on top first and build that direction. So we're just going to put glue on the back of this strawberry and then match it up with the back piece. There we go. And then we can go ahead and add our leaf to it, or stem. I guess that's the stem of the strawberry, huh? Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with this other one. Just match those up. And then add the stem. So the stem doesn't matter which direction it's going. There's no cutout on this piece. So you can have them both going the same way, opposite directions. It doesn't really matter. And then we have our small strawberry, which goes together the same way. And that little stem is kind of tiny, but it will cut just fine with your machine. If your machine seems to be dragging or not cutting it very well, maybe slow down the cutting speed. I did not, and mine cut just fine. But if you're having some issues, that would be my first suggestion. And there's our small strawberry and the little leaf, or the little stem. Okay, let's bring this over here. And our small strawberry goes up on the top between the two flowers. And then we're going to add one strawberry. And all you want to do is just line it up so that it covers up, excuse me, that pink. Actually, let's do this one here. That works a little bit better. There we go. And there is our front layer. Okay, the next layer, number 1, has a bunch of flowers. So there's number 1. And it just has 3 flowers. They're a little bit larger, and the centers of these are a little bit more scalloped than the centers for the small flowers. Let's just glue these on. Put the center in it. There we go. You may need to turn it just a little bit to get it to match up. Oh, and I forgot to score those. So there is our first center. We're going to score these lines down, and I would normally do that first so that the leaves or the petals don't go over the score lines. And I lied. We're going to score those up. Up. And up. I've done so many of these I could do them in my sleep until I get on camera. Okay, so there is our first layer. Our second layer is just the vine, and we're going to score the 2 tabs up. And the secret to getting the vine on here is not to put glue on the vine, but to put it on the background piece. Make sure you have it on your leaves. Oh, there's a little piece that didn't cut out. There we go. And then a little bit on the stems and the swirls. It doesn't have to be perfect. But if you do it this way, it's easier to match up the pieces, working a little one at a time. So I'm just going to start kind of right here, and I'm going to match up that leaf, work around, match up that little petal leaf, work around, match that up, and then that up, and then you can come back and match up all those swirls. And that works a lot better than trying to put the glue on and then move it around on the back. So there is layer number 2. And then layer number 3 is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. It has the 3 layers like the background did on the bird, but this is on our 3rd layer. So we have the front, which has the flowers cut out. We have the middle piece, and this piece needs to be whatever color you want your flowers. So my flowers are in white, so I cut this out of white. And then your background piece will need to be whatever color you want the center of your flowers. So my centers were yellow, I cut this with yellow. So I'm going to take my middle piece, the actual layer, number 3, and we're going to score that up. I'm going to take the front piece, and first off we want to make sure that we've got it matched up. I'm going to do the back piece just because it's easier to see since it's on a white table. So I'm going to put glue on the back of my 3rd piece. And then we're going to match up that back piece, that yellow piece. And press it, make sure all the sides match. And now we're going to put glue on the front of this. Actually, I'm going to do it on the back of this piece. So you want to first make sure that all your flowers are lined up. This one is not symmetrical, so you will have to move it around, and I think I did it. There we go. So we're going to make sure that it's all lined up. I'm going to flip it over and put glue around it. And again, make sure everything is lining up. This is the only tricky part of this card, is getting everything to line up. And then our back piece for this card is just one solid octagon that matches your base card. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble it. I'm going to take my front piece and flip it over, and all of these tabs are folded now up towards me. Okay, let's take our first layer. So it has the number 1. Slide these out of the way a little bit. And we're going to flip it over and we're going to put tape on the back side. Bring this edge and we're going to take it and put it right behind the score line on the right side. Matching up the top and the bottom. And then fold it over and make sure that your bottoms match. And they do. And then we can just take this tab, fold it over, fold that down. And we're going to bend it back and forth a couple of times to make sure that it bends straight. And it does. Okay, now we need our second insert piece. This is number 2. It's the one with the vine. Flip it over. Put tape on the back of those 2 tabs. This really does go together really quickly once you've done 1 or 2 of these. You'll just be doing them in your sleep like I do. Okay, open this up. Put the edge of the tab right behind the edge of the first tab so that they line up. Fold it over. Take the edge of this tab and line it up right behind that first tab. I like to bend mine back and forth a couple times, make sure everything's going to fold nice. Okay, and then we're going to take our third tab, or our third layer. This is the one that has the 3 layers on it. Fold it, tip it, flip it over, get glue on both tabs. And once again, take this edge and line it up right behind that second tab. And bring it over here and line it up right behind there and fold it. If you're confused, when you've got all of your tabs down and you're looking at it from the back, all of your numbered tags or all of your tabs that have a number should be on this side. Does that make sense? So I'll show you on the next one. All of your number tabs are over here. Okay, so now we're going to fold it flat and we're going to put tape on just the tabs on the back. I got that one stuck. There we go. Take your background piece, match it up over here, press, then fold it over here, and we're going to match up this edge. Back and forth a couple of times, and there is our strawberry Octagon Shadowbox Box Card. Again, the back is blank. You could write something, stamp something, glue a little gift card, and this will also fit that platform box card envelope. Okay, last one, and I saved my favorite for last. So this is the Cherry and Cherry Blossoms, and I love this. You can't really see on the camera, but my little flowers, I did not cut them out of white. I cut them out of a cream paper, and I think it is so pretty. I love the colors of this. I love this card. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to start with the top layer. Slide that out of the way. Okay, so the top layer has 3 cherries. It has a cherry, a single cherry down here, and then a set of cherries up on the top. So the cherries have 1 leaf, 1 stem, the cherry itself, and then the little, I don't know what you'd call that, the little dimple or the light highlight. And I cut that out of the same pink that I did my background, but you could do that out of white or the cream, just anything that you want. So that's the single cherry. And then the double cherry has the 2 leaves, 2 cherries, each with a little highlight, and the double stem. Our frame or our front piece has 4 score lines, and those are all going to be scored down away from us. Just going to fold it and press with my scraper tool or a bone tool. You could even use your finger if you like. But you do want a really good crease on those. So tab and the side pieces. And if you wanted to, on these cards, you could actually cut out another rectangle and put them on the sides out of some pattern paper, or just even the same color as one of your embellishments, just to give it a little more color. I didn't do that, but it's an option. Okay, let's do our double cherry first. So I'm going to take the stem, and I'm actually going to put glue on the base piece first, and then just match that up. Just like that. Get a little bit more here. Okay, then we're going to add our cherries. So there's 1 cherry. And the little highlight. And the second cherry. And if you didn't want to add that little highlighted piece, you don't have to. I just thought it gave it a little bit of dimension, a little bit of extra. I like my files to have a little bit of extra. And then the leaf. The double leaf. Now we have the single cherry, so same thing. We're going to add the stem first. Actually, let's do it here. The cherry next. The highlight. You want to put your highlights all on the same side, because that just means the light would be shining down on it and creating the shadows, the highlights. Okay. And then our leaf on top. Okay, so there is that piece. This box card has 3 different sizes of leaves. The smallest leaves are for the cherries. Oh, I glued that to the table, so let's pull that up. There we go. Okay, the first layer is just flowers, so there's number 1, and it has 3 flowers with their centers and 2 leaves, a double leaf and a single leaf. The tabs need to be folded down, or nope, I did that again. The tabs need to be folded up and scored. So we're going to do that top leaf or flower first. The flowers are all the same size, so it doesn't matter which one you put where. And then the flower center. Okay, on this one we're going to do the leaves first. So the double leaf goes on the bottom. The single leaf goes towards the top. And then let's do the full flower, because again they're going to overlap, and you want the centers not to overlap the petals, if that makes sense. So we're going to put that one on first with the center. And then this one. With the center. Right, there is our first layer, number 1. Number 2, again, is another branch with 5 leaves. And this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. So we have the 5 leaves, and then we have the branch, and now our second layer needs to have the tabs scored up. This time I'm going to put the leaves on first and then put the branch on. It just gives it a little bit of a different look, and I think with the cherry petals or cherry blossoms it looks really pretty this way. So we're going to glue our leaves on first. That little one right there is the tricky one. If you follow the outline, you should be fine, but you don't want it to go over that score line or the card won't fold properly. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and add my branch on top and make sure that you've got it going in the right direction. So I'm going to just flip it over. And you do want to get glue on the tips of those branches because they're going to lay on top of the leaves and you don't want them snagging the layer on top of it. And see, it just gives it kind of a different look. Okay, there is number 2, layer number 2. Layer number 3 is just the flowers. So we have 2 flowers, 2 leaves, and 2 flower centers. And the tabs need to be folded up towards us. Let's do the leaves first. So on this piece, the double leaf is on the top. On the first layer, the double leaf was on the bottom. This time it's on the top. Flower. And center. Another flower. And center again. There is tab number 3. I'm getting a lot of glue right here. Tab number 3, layer number 3. Our back again has the 3 pieces. So we have the very back, which I cut out of the same color as my card base. The center dots, and you can decide whatever color you want these. I wanted them to match the cherries and the center of the flowers. And then your solid or your piece with the holes in it, and I did this out of the card, the same color as my card base again. So on this one, I can just tape it on. There's no little dots to worry about. Just match that up. And then this one, I'm going to do the glue again. Just kind of go around those holes. And although this is not symmetrical, it doesn't really matter which direction you lay it because it's not matching up with anything, if that makes sense. Okay, so there are our 4 pieces for this card. We have the back, We have layer number 3, layer number 2, layer number 1, and the front. So we're going to take our front piece and we're going to flip it over so that it's backwards. Take tab or layer number 1, flip it backwards, and put tape on those 2 side tabs. If you've watched this whole video and watched all the cards, you'll now have a good sense of how these go together. But I do have it divided, so if you're only doing one card, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Okay, we're going to fold this and put this tab, so it's the front and it's that side tab, and we're going to put it right behind the score line, matching the top and the bottom. Flip it down, make sure that the bottoms and the top match, and then we're going to do the same thing, fold it, and put this edge right behind the score line on this side. Just like that. Flip it back and forth a couple of times, and I've still got some glue on there that I hope is not going to stick to the tab. Okay, second layer is our branch. Flip it over, put tape on those 2 tabs. Put this edge of this tab right behind the first tab. Fold it over, press it over, and then again, this tab gets folded under and placed right behind the first tab. Third tab, same thing. We're going to flip it over backwards. Oh, and this is what I was going to show you. So when you're gluing these on, your numbers are going to be pointing backwards because it's backwards, but all of the numbered tabs are on this side. So there's tab number 1, tab number 2. Now we're dealing with tab number 3, and it'll go over there on that left side. So we're going to put tape on those. Oh, I'm about out of tape. Okay. The edge of this tab, the third tab, goes right behind the edge of the second tab where it's folded. We're going to fold it over. You're going to have a little bit of space between the edge of your back layer and where your fold is on the outside of your card, and that's so that you have that space again. Flip it over, bend this tab down and put it right behind the second tab. Fold it back and forth. I've got some glue sticking there. And now we can put tape on those 2 tabs that are folded in. And then take your back piece with the dots down. Match it up on that score line, flip it over, match it up on this score line. I did not line those back pieces up perfectly. I can already tell that I didn't. But for the video, it'll work. Normally, I would take those off and reline them, but fold it back and forth a couple of times. And there is your cherry blossoms, cherries and cherry. This one really is my favorite. I love it. I love the colors, so pretty. So there are our 3 new Octagon Shadowbox Box Cards. I hope that you'll give 1, 2, or 3, all 3 of these a try and have so much fun with them. And don't forget the 3 others that I have, the bee, there's the ladybug, and I've got one with a bike, and I've got even more coming. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please hit subscribe down below so you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a beautiful day.